we're live.
Wow, the first episode of Linux Live! Hi everybody, welcome to Linux Live. I am Josh, and this is my good friend...
Jacob.
Yeah, that. Okay.
We're so prepared for this.
Oh, totally prepared. Okay, I got a couple talking points for today.
I have none.
What?
I have none.
You did a good job.
Hey, I tried.
I texted him at like, what was it, 5 a.m. and I'm like, we need to finally do this show. It's been 3 years we've had this channel and we just haven't gotten around to it.
I know. I still actually, in my iMovie projects folder, still have the intro that I recorded, and I sound like I'm like 10.
I'm glad.
Because I probably was 10.
I don't think we need an intro. Like, unless you want to put it up, like...
Like a channel trailer.
Yeah, like... But, like, I feel like if we can just start talking, and that'll be kind of, like, our thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, the video wasn't the intro. It was a channel trailer. Like, hey, welcome to this channel, and this is what we're going to do. I hope you enjoy.
Oh, did we ever... was that ever uploaded?
No, it was not, because it was just me, and I sounded like I was 10. And I was like, oh, maybe I won't upload this until we actually start.
Oh, yeah. Well, here we are.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, my first talking point today. Whatever happened to the Wooby installer? Okay.
Ooh, I remember Wooby. Oh, my.
Yeah. Do you know what happened to Joey did the Wooby? He messed it all up, and, like, he got a new computer from a family member, and it was at the time, it was, like, a wicked good computer. Like, it had, like, a good installation of Windows. It had, like, 16 gigabytes of RAM at the time, maybe 8. I don't remember what its specs, but it was just wicked good. It was, like, might have been 4 or 5 years ago now. And so he decides to run the Wooby installer.
Oh, good.
I don't know what he did wrong, but somehow he broke Windows. And he had to, like, order a whole new repair disk, and it was a mess. And then when he finally reinstalled it, it was like the L key wouldn't work. So whenever we played Minecraft together, he had to, like, replace it with like a J key or something.
No, how do you break the L key?
I don't know. It was so weird. Like, I don't even know what happened. I don't know.
Do you remember I had a Toshiba satellite that I brought to camp one year, and you were like, hey, let me show you this thing called Linux, and I was like, oh boy!
Oh boy. I pitch more.
And in the process of installing Linux, I decided to unscrew the whole thing.
Yep.
And then I never screwed it back together.
You still have it?
No, I gave it away. I gave that and an HP Pavilion. Or no, it was a Pavilion Tower in exchange for an iPod Classic.
It's pretty good, dude.
Which later, like 2 weeks ago, found its way through the washing machine and never worked again.
No, dude. I've heard there's things going around right now about like the iPod Classic specifically. I think it was, or maybe it was the iPhone 2, but about them being worth like thousands of dollars.
Yeah. But on a happier note,
I don't know. That made me pretty happy.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyways, my dad gave me a new iPod Classic, the black one, which I like better, with a personalized laser engraving on the back. I might add.
Nice.
That says, "Wishing future success." That was a gift for completing my VLAX health course.
Pretty good deal.
That was a 6-month class, and it took me 2.5 years to complete.
All right.
I'm a major procrastinator. Anyways, on to the Linux side of this program.
Hi. So right here, let me head over to the link I got. It's a link on askubuntu.com, and it's, how old is this now? It's a very old link from what I saw, but 6 years ago. This will be relevant.
Nice. We all know that's how old my MacBook is.
The question was, what's the difference between Wooby and a regular alongside Windows installation? And I got a kick out of the answer for this. And this is pretty unrelated, but just bear with me here. You get so the best answer to this question, which was asked by Livewire BT. No, edited by Livewire BT. Asked by Caesar. Jeez, Caesar. The top answer says you can expect disk performance to be a bit lower. Bouncing from NTFS isn't exactly ideal, and you're still somewhat at the mercy of Windows. Makes sense.
Yeah.
If your Windows install goes, and this is where I just kind of lost it. If your Windows install goes pear-shaped, you may lose access to the movie installer. Pear-shaped. Why would it just? I just can picture like a Windows. Like, is that like a bash on Apple or?
Like a Nickelodeon joke or something?
No, but like there is like a Pear Linux that's designed to look like Mac OS, and I tried it a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I did a live boot on my old Samsung
Nice.
laptop.
How'd that go?
That thing was the devil, and
I remember that.
oh, it was awful. But it booted it booted Linux just fine. But the thing is, I could never get the trackpad to work, and I still to this day don't know why. I did everything. I went through the terminal. I just did everything I could think of. But it was a horrible laptop.
Nice.
There's only like one review of it on YouTube, not in someone else.
One review ever.
No, but like I looked up reviews thinking like, okay, does anybody else on planet Earth have this laptop? And it was a positive review, and I couldn't believe it.
Nice.
Yeah, it didn't deserve it.
Oh, I apologize in advance if the audio quality is poor because Josh is actually on a Skype call.
I am.
And I am in real life speaking into a microphone, and I have the volume on my iMac turned all the way up, hoping that you guys can hear him. And I'm looking at the QuickTime audio readout, and he's actually louder than me.
Oh, okay. So I need to be a little more quiet.
No. I can just turn you down here.
Okay.
There we go.
Now a little better?
Yeah, we should be good.
Awesome sauce. Okay, I think I hear the connection might be starting to fade a little, so I hope I don't sound like caca.
We're
okay,
really mature.
What?
Huh?
Oh no.
Okay.
What's up? Hi.
Right. Okay. Moving on.
Should we move on to talking point 2?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like we didn't really touch too much base on Wooby.
No. Well, why would
we kind of gave our opinions of it. I miss it. I don't think that. No. Here it is. They don't. Apparently, they don't have it on Windows 8. So. I don't believe they have it on Windows 10 either, which is kind of a shame because I feel like it introduced a lot of people to the world of Linux.
Yeah.
Like I remember back when I first, it was my first, like if you can call it dual booting, it was my first experience with that. Like I remember just hearing about this thing called Linux Online and being like, "What is this?" I was 14, probably procrastinating on homework, and I'm just like, so I Google it and I find this Ruby installer, and it takes me a while to figure out how to run it, and I finally do. And I was like, whoa, what the heck is this? But it was also like pretty clunky at times. Like I remember when I booted it the first time, the screen kind of went. It had a lot of screen tearing. Not the OS itself, but just booting into it and setting it up.
Oh yeah.
Did you experience that or?
No, but I was also. Actually, I don't know. It might have. It was a long time ago. I only used Wooby once ever, and then.
And you broke your leg.
Yeah. Can I actually, on the mention of Windows 10,
yeah,
I want to take a little side note because that's all we've been doing so far is
Yeah.
side notes. I heard through a grapevine and my teacher in my computer class that Windows has decided to move away from dedicated OS and move to a sort of Chrome OS style OS.
I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't been on too much on Windows recently.
This is like their long-term plan. So, if that's the case, the only real file registry-based operating system on a dedicated hard drive will be Mac OS and Linux.
That might actually be really good for the community.
Yeah, because Linux is free. Mac OS is free. Their machines are quite expensive.
Yeah. Actually, you don't really from what I understand, you never really own Mac OS.
I haven't. I don't know. I haven't heard that.
I don't know. I'm just going off of like what I've heard, but like from how I understand it, when you buy the computer, you're like renting the OS. Like you can do whatever you want with it, basically, but like you never actually own the operating system.
So it's kind of like China and pandas.
I'm not really sure. I imagine.
We were talking about it today in English. China apparently owns all pandas and leases them out to
all of them.
Yeah, all of the pandas.
Okay. What about that song? Everybody's got a panda in the backyard. Short, but mine is blue.
I'm sure that's how that song goes.
Totally. Okay, moving on to our next talking point. I kind of lost track of where we were with Wooby.
Wooby's gone. It's sad. There we go. That's that talking point done.
Well, it is gone, pretty much.
It's gone and we're sad.
Yeah. Bring it back, Ubuntu. Actually, more companies should do their own Wooby. Anyway, is Android Linux, like, really? And I will click the link here and see what I was thinking with this
I
one.
do know that it is in fact Linux based, but that's as solid as saying Mac OS is Unix based, because it's independent kernel, but it is based on what I think is BSD, right?
On Mac OS?
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure. I think so.
Yeah, I think that's
no, it's Unix. Wait, is it
Unix?
Unix?
BSD is Unix.
Okay, I was never quite sure about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, BSD is a version of Linux. I'm sure there's some super geek that's probably never going to watch this ever, but if he is, he's
Correct
like,
us.
you guys are really dumb. But here we go. This is us.
Yeah, this
All
is
right.
us. This is
HowToGeek.com says Android may be based on Linux, but it's not based on the type of Linux system you may have used on your PC. You can't run Android apps on a typical Linux distribution, and you can't run the Linux programs you're familiar with on Android.
But isn't Android open source? So like I imagine you could just there's like stuff like Stacks that has like a Linux. I mean, no, an Android kind of program built. Are you familiar with that, or?
Yeah, but so what it says here is it's not based on Linux. It's based on the Linux kernel, which is there's actually quite a lot of difference there. Which the Linux, the kernel, is the core part of the operating system, and Linux as the operating system there's like more distributions than there are countries in the world. And nobody truly knows what all of them are, and they're all very different. So you're not going to be, you can't be like, oh, Android is like Ubuntu, because they're really not. But the Linux kernel, which is at the heart of every Linux distribution, is also at the heart of Android.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm sure that was a terrible explanation.
No, I think it got it across pretty good. Yeah, it's basically true, but how they like edit the Linux kernel and yeah. Isn't there like? Doesn't the GN I never figured out what this really was. The GNU kind of license agreement state that if you develop, this is something I was curious about. The GNU talks about, I've never read it, but it says that you have to make it kind of open source if you develop a Linux thing, which I could be wrong on that, because isn't it called Red Hat Linux that costs money, or is that it's either Fedora or Red Hat, but they're made by the same company. One of those two actually costs money, and the other one's kind of like a dumping ground for like test features. And it doesn't mean it's not a good OS. It's from what I've heard, it's a wicked stable. People love it. It's kind of Ubuntu's main competitor. So yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the quick summary of the GNU is you may copy, distribute, modify the software as long as you track the changes, and any modifications have to be made available under the GPL along with build and install instructions. It doesn't really say anything about free and open source.
That's good.
Does open source really mean free?
I think it does. Well, I mean, open source mean basically because as long as you have, I imagine the compiler, you can just kind of throw it all in there and cook up some fresh batch of Linux, or anything else for that matter that's open source.
Yeah.
So
cool.
The tools to use it So.
Alright, we're now at the 15-minute mark.
Hi.
So,
And then, what was that last talking point? It was. Yeah. I'm not so sure that's actually a good talking point. Yeah, I'm just gonna send it to you and get your opinion on it real quick before we. Okay.
Alright, we need another talking point. Oh! How about Ubuntu server?
Ubuntu server, yeah, but I don't know much about it.
I know lots about it.
You do?
Not off the top of my head, but I set up and ran a Ubuntu file server.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know it's text-based?
No, I didn't. Is it any good?
It's pretty good, but I was not familiar with text-based operating systems when I began.
Was that your first experience?
Oh yeah, it was quite my first experience. I had to make directories, I had to modify those directories, I had to connect to it from my MacBook, my Power Mac, which I'm sure you remember from 2 summers ago.
Oh yeah.
And also an Ubuntu workstation. And I successfully did all that.
Nice. Did you why did you set up the file server? Was it just like to be a cloud server for yourself, or was it like an email thing?
It was a class project.
Ah, ooh. Hi. Oh.
I'm being paged by my dad.
Hi.
He's
Hi, Dad.
apparently watching a movie, and there's a nice car in it. So thanks, Dad, for interrupting that.
All right.
So talking point.
Yeah.
Which we don't have one.
I think we just did. Like,
That
if
little
we,
2
I
seconds.
think we just talked about the server a little bit. Like we didn't really, there were no yucks, but we got it done.
Well, there you go. All right. So
All
I'll
right, I
send you
feel
this
pretty good
audio
about
file, and you deal with it.
I will
And
totally
maybe if you want, you can make a blooper reel.
I will probably.
And-
But this not this blooper reel.
No. But
Maybe someday.
yeah, so I suppose you just get a pear-shaped penguin in the background, and everyone will be happy.
Pear-shaped. If it goes pear. Why do we call it pear-shaped?
But yeah, so anyways, you make all the parts of this that make sense into the video, and then you find some of the funny things that we've said that probably won't fit into the... Actually, it's really a podcast, isn't it?
It really is. I think, wasn't that like our original goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And then maybe, just for kicks, I'll send you that iMovie project.
I love it.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Hey, I'm Jacob, and that was Josh. And,
Hey!
And thanks for tuning in. There you go, let's restart that. Alright, thanks for tuning into Linux Live. I'm not Josh. You gotta stop talking.
I can't.
I'm gonna mute you.
I love it.
Alright, so...
This is the greatest show ever.
Hey, thanks for tuning into Linux Live. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Jacob.
Oh my gosh, Josh! Alright, thanks for tuning into Linux Live. I'm Jacob, and that was Josh. And yeah, I'm not letting him talk because he keeps saying my name. We'll catch you again whenever we make these. We might make them more often than not. Yeah.
Hi. I think our goal right now is once a week. So yeah, we'll see you again next time, guys.
Alright, bye.
Bye.